where's the line that I really like?
What is it, the braid?
Yes. When he said that, I was like, oh my God.
To see how things actually unfolded, I feel like Cole looked smart for Tap It Out early and just, being like, I'm good.
He looks smart, but I don't think it changes my opinion on the things that I said. Like he looks smart, but he also looks soft, and like he ran from the smoke. Now, granted, this turned into a lot more than just like who's the better rapper, who's got better bars, production, content, flow, delivery. Like it turned into a lot more than that.
Yeah,
but.
You told
me. I, thinking about it, he wouldn't have fared well in this at all because he just clearly didn't have the heart for it. So it wouldn't have gone well.
I don't know if he would have taken it to the places that Drake and Kendrick took it to. Honestly, there's no way to know. But clearly, he didn't believe what he already put on wax.
Yeah.
But you told me, man. He said he found peace, man. They found Cole out in the wild.
Dude, it's nuts. All day today, I'm seeing posts of some random fan just found him at the beach. Found him at the beach, just like everybody joked for the last week, saying that Cole is so happy that he's not involved in this mess. He's somewhere just like riding his bike through New York, eating some food, like relaxing in the booth, just smoking a cigar, like doing some bullshit. And here he is at the beach, headphones on, with his laptop, just vibing out. Just vibing by himself.
I'm not mad at it. Troy, what did you think? What do you think about Cole? Do you look at his apology a bit different now?
No, I mean, I feel like this is exactly what we kind of assumed was going on. Like he just didn't. He doesn't hate Kendrick. He doesn't hate J. Cole or Drake. They both do not like each other. So he's like, I don't have this energy. So I feel like he would be coming to like this gunfight with a knife, and he's like, or like a baseball bat. It's like, okay, this is not really going to do much, and it's just going to hurt him in the long run. And he's gonna get exposed and all this other stuff. He's too old for that. He just wants to be chill, be friends with everybody, and I don't fault him.
Yeah, I like seeing Cole on the beach now, like in his element, living his life outside of the nonsense. Because I was saying, I think our last episode, I think we were saying we were a little bit burnt out from the beef, and I was saying like I couldn't imagine like being involved in this and playing the internet games, the way Ross and Drake were. It just seems exhausting. So,
well, I think, and we'll talk about it, but I think that was part of Drake's downfall. But I Am Cincinnati Man says, nah, get it right. Cole apologized after a bunch of shit he talked on his album.
Damn,
he did.
You agree with that stance?
I do. He apologized after he took a whole bunch of shots. But I do also agree with your perspective. Maybe he is looking a little smarter for bowing out of this, because oh man.
A lot happened, I would say, I was really tempted to jump on and talk about Euphoria last week because when you guys sent the link,
yeah.
I'm not sure who sent it. Who did you send it or Troy sent it?
I think I sent it.
I think you sent it.
I don't remember, but I remember it was Tuesday. Mm-hmm. The song dropped, and I listened to it, and I was like, oof. He went crazy on this. I thought it was great. Now, it took him a little bit of time, I guess, 10 days, something like that, from when Push-Ups and then Tailor Made was dropped a few days after that, and then Kendrick dropped. But Euphoria was great. Euphoria, honestly, it's still probably my favorite of all the tracks that we've heard. I guess it's like 6 that came out since then or something. I don't even know. But I would say that's probably my favorite one.
Yeah, I was super excited to hear Euphoria. When we last, went live, we talked about Push-Ups and Tailor Made Freestyle, and we talked about like what's gonna happen next. Yeah, and I was like, I hope Kendrick takes his time. Mm-hmm. He takes a long time to put out his albums. He's not really in the public eye like that at all. But I did ask. I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to the response, and I feel like he delivered with Euphoria. Just the way the intro went, man.
Oh my God, the intro that shit was smooth. When I heard it, I was concerned at first because I thought like, oh, don't don't slow walk it too much. Like, don't give me some shit the way that Cole did, where he was just like casually talking to people and stuff in the diss track. Like, let me hear those punches. And Kendrick, he knew how to set it up.
Yeah, he did, man. And I feel like Euphoria, after all the smoke has cleared from the past week, Euphoria aged like fine wine, man.
Yeah.
You know, the bars, he prophesized what was going to happen, man. He said, them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You know, you're moving just like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful. I calculate you're not as calculated. I can even predict your angle. You know, fabricating stories about the family on the family front because you heard Mr. Morale. Okay. I think all of Drake's disses have been based on him listening to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And clearly, you know, re-listening to Euphoria at the beginning, Kendrick knew. He knew what was coming. He knew about Drake's new Family Matters before it even happened, but he was punching heavy on Euphoria. You know, he had a lot of disses that I loved, you know. He said, you know, that's why I'm wearing this shirt, man. He said, headshot of the year. You're going to walk around like Daft Punk, man. I got a lot of heat last year when For All the Dogs came out. I was very disappointed, and I said, you know, Drake should stick to making house music. Like, I meant that shit. So a lot of people were talking mad shit to me on that take. So, you know, I'm loving this, man. I was loving Euphoria.
Well, listen, he about to get chased out of rap for sure after we finish talking about the rest of this shit. It definitely is going to happen that way. I mean, so the first verse was smooth. Then the second verse, he jumps right into it. And he starts spitting. He talks a lot of smack about Drake. He starts just going crazy. Where's the line that I really like? The
What is it, the braids?
Yes. When he said that, I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, man. This is what Drake asked for. You know, you gave Drake a lot of credit for Tailor Made Freestyle. You really like that record.
I
kind of shit on it. I like Push Ups outside of him mentioning Kendrick's wife's name, which we both said he didn't learn his lesson from the Pusha T thing 5-6 years ago, which also came back to bite him. But
that whole middle section, the part where he says, what is it, the braids? And then he says, I hurt your feelings. You don't want to work with me no more? Okay. And then when he goes right into talking about 3 goats left, I seen 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I was like, oh.
Another thing.
Because we've seen it a whole bunch.
I told you, man. That's why when Like That came out, I was like, "What? How do you think he feels seeing them together?" You know, and obviously he felt some type of way because they did mention him on First Person Shooter. You know, Like That came out, and that's why I really love Kendrick Lamar, because I said I felt like when Drake released Push Ups, he took the bait. I also said after Like That, like, I didn't see a way for Drake to come out of this situation winning. I was just like, it's not really worth it for him to risk it. And also he's going up against a monster in Kendrick Lamar.
You were right. I mean, see, the problem is when you were saying that, I was hearing you from like your Kendrick fan stance. And I didn't really agree with it. Also, I didn't foresee any of the way that this all would play out, whether it's Cole or whether it's Drake or anything. Like, it all just went like way left for anybody that wasn't Kendrick. Like, it just went completely insane. But that second verse on Euphoria, he snapped on that. That's like one of my favorite verses of this whole diss shit. And then the third verse, he went crazy again. Like, he talked about back to back. He was like, oh, why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all think my life is rap? He started going into morals, integrity, discipline. Like, he went crazy.
Yeah.
He went crazy on Euphoria. That and the having like 3 different beats in a song. Granted, Drake did the same thing in Family Matters, but when I heard it in Euphoria, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, and it's different because Euphoria came out first. And also Family Matters started off with the end of Push-Ups, which I still like that beat. But the way Kendrick ended Euphoria is saying, if you take it there, I'm taking it further. That's something you don't want to do.
Yeah, he did. And he whispered it. He tried to tell you a secret. Crody. Like, tried to let you know. Like, I think that in hindsight, looking at everything that's happened over the last week, I think it really is true that Kendrick had somebody in Drake's camp that was feeding him information, and that he knew Family Matters was going to be coming. And I think he stepped on Family Matters twice. Yeah. I think he stepped on it first with Euphoria, and then again later on with Meet the Grams. Because like, when you listen to everything in totality, even in the order that it dropped now, it sounds like he's talking about Family Matters in Euphoria. It is crazy.
It is crazy, man. And that's why I love Kendrick, because like everything he does is so layered and nuanced and calculated. Yeah. And he called his shots before he shot his gun off. He let Drake kind of overstep multiple times. I think Drake saying that, saying his wife's name in Push-Ups was a mistake. Outside of that, I didn't really have a problem with the record. I know you liked Drake talking about multiple people on that record, but you said if Kendrick responds, you need to focus on Kendrick.
Yeah.
Drake, he didn't listen to that, man.
He didn't. And I think that he made a few different errors through this whole thing. I think him trying to take on everybody that's dissing him, that's like, it's not going to land when you got one dude shooting your fucking lights out. Yeah. Like, you can't just think, oh, yeah, let me spend half the song talking about this dude and then readdress everything I said or that I need to say to everybody else. Or let me go on social media and respond and, like, post me. Like, you got to focus. This dude is trying to kill you. He told you that.
For real. Troy, what did you think about Euphoria? Is that still your favorite diss?
Yeah, I think it is. It's still, like, my number one played song on Spotify so far. Nice. And, yeah, when I first heard it, I was like, wow, this is... For me, it's just like, again, I'm a Kendrick stan. I like Drake too, but I think Kendrick is just like tiers above him and J. Cole artistically, lyrically, rapping skill wise. But anyways, no, I really liked it. It checked all the boxes. I thought it was a great response. What is it? The braids? I've been saying that nonstop.
And you got your braids done.
Fresh twist. Yeah, I love it. It's cracking me up. But yeah, no, I think it was a very solid reply, a good counter from J. Cole's, push-ups and stuff. I was like, all right, cool, we got a nice little battle. Kind of like set it for me. I was like, okay, no, this is really happening. I'm ready. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Like when I heard Euphoria, I was very impressed with Kendrick. I was like, this is a solid response. I had it like I said, I think this was probably one of my favorite, if not the favorite of all these songs that dropped. So I had it. I had Kendrick up one at that point. I mean, he just addressed like direct shit. I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake who acts tough. The first time I held a Drake, they told me hold it like this, and I was like, yo, what is going on? Like,
bro, he hit on so many things.
Yeah, he really did.
And it was hard. It's hard to fight against that when he's already kind of setting the tone, painting a picture. And I feel like Drake kind of was very arrogant throughout this entire thing.
He was chasing him. That's the thing. Like, you can't chase somebody down after they push them back, and then when you get snuck, be like scared or surprised. Like, Kendrick dropped Euphoria on a Tuesday. We didn't hear nothing from Drake at all for the next like 3-4 days.
That's not true, man. He was on Insta stories. He was posting clips from, white girls and movies again.
Oh my God.
He was busy, but I love, even when Kendrick says, I even hate when you say the word nigga. But that's just me, I guess. Some shit is just cringeworthy. Yeah. Cringeworthy. It don't even got to be deep, I guess.
And that came back. It definitely came back.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.